While we're out here, here's a new gun I got the other day. This is a Ruger SP101 in 357 mag with a 3-inch barrel. I bought this used for about $480, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Came with these grips. I might be able to put I know what company made it, but I can't think of the name right now, so I may put that in the description. This color is called Abalone. I mean, don't ask me, I don't know. We're at about 15 yards here. I thought we'd shoot a little bit. Got a paper target up on that tree. Got 5 shots. This is Fiocchi, 148 grains, jacketed hollow point. These seem to be a pretty hot load. Whew, it's hot out here, but it ain't as hot as it has been. About 85 degrees today. Whew. That does a number on your hand, but I shot a SP101 with the 2-inch barrel. I thought it was a lot worse. All right, so like I said, that was about 15 yards free-handed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's not great, but whatever. It's all minute of man. It's a minute of chest anyway, isn't it? I think that's about all of it I'm going to shoot, just to be honest with you. Sorry. I've only got 5 more rounds in that box, and I don't really want to shoot them. Also, the last time I shot this gun, I shot about 30 or 40 rounds through it, and actually my wrist was bothering me for a few days after that, so I don't really want to shoot it too much. But here you go. Let's get the empties out of there. Five shot. Pretty cool little revolver. It's kind of funny about this thing. You know, I also carry this MP40, and this MP40 is hot, so I'm going to be real careful holding it. But honestly, as you can see, those are right on top of each other. The MP40 is about the same size as this SP101, so let me set this down. So, you know, I don't really know how much you're really gaining in concealability when you go for this gun. You are getting 357 mag over 40 caliber, but I don't know how big of a real power increase that is. I mean, I know it's 357 mag out of a good long barrel revolver is obviously better than a 40, but in a short barrel like this, I don't know. Probably this is still, the 357 is probably still more powerful, but you're also limiting yourself to 5 shots, so it's kind of a conundrum. So I do carry this. I do carry this a lot, and but I'm not going to say that it's head and shoulders better than my M&P. But it is a neat gun to have. It's a huge chunk of metal, whereas the M&P is, of course, polymer. This is unloaded. This will last lifetimes, you know. Polymer, I guess, will. polymer over time though is going to degrade. At least I'd have to think at least a little bit. Trigger pull on this thing, I put some Wilson Combat springs in here. It's a 10-pound hammer spring, 10-pound trigger return spring. Cost me about 12 bucks. Double action trigger pull, very smooth actually. It's a really good double action trigger pull. Very smooth, very consistent throughout. Single action is also very easy. It doesn't exactly, I think there's compared to like my Smiths, there's, I guess, over travel is what it's called. You know, the trigger keeps going back a little bit further even after I drop the hammer. But I don't care, it's not a big deal. But it means that this doesn't exactly have that glass break that a Smith might have. But I mean, as far as, you know, pressure to break the trigger, it's still very good, very light. Very good. I would think it's a very good self-defense trigger because it's not so light that you're going to pull this without meaning to. Yeah, the double action is very good. I like it. A friend of mine polished his. He didn't use springs, he just polished it, and he was very satisfied with that. Most of the time I dry fire mine enough just like this sitting around the house that I don't really feel the need to polish it because eventually it's going to polish itself. Let me pick up my brass. So there's 4. There's no. One more in here. There it is. Anyway, I actually, for a long time, was kind of against Rugers. I don't really want to say I was against them. I've always thought they were fine, but they weren't my favorite. The reason for that was I used to have a Ruger Super Red Hawk in 44 mag. I got it home, and I didn't know much about revolvers at the time. Got it home, and it had a canted barrel. I sent it off to Ruger to be fixed. It came back it was canted this way. When it came back, it was canted that way. So they didn't really fix it, and after that I was just kind of tired of messing with it. Also, I think I never could really shoot it that well, and since I was new to a 44 mag, I kind of thought it was me. Kind of thought maybe it's just me and I can't handle the recoil. Maybe I'm flinching and I don't know it or something. But I've shot other 44 since. I've shot my 500. I shoot it just fine. The 44, that Ruger that I had, it shot to a different place every time I shot it. I'd take it out one day and I'd get it, I'd adjust the rear sight, I'd get it hitting where I'd want it, and I think, okay, good, we got it settled. Put it in a holster, break it back out the next week, and it'd be shooting in a completely different place. Now that I've learned a little bit about that gun, I kind of think that my rear sight was moving around. If I'd put a scope on it, it'd probably been fine, but I didn't have the money to buy a scope at the time. So I just got rid of the gun, and honestly, it kind of had a bias against Ruger ever since. But not a big one, of course, because I just bought one. But this gun's kind of redeemed Ruger for me a little bit. I'd buy another one. I don't really see any problems with this gun. There were some machine marks left on it right here. Maybe I can get a picture put into this video later. But a little bit of machine marks right there. It looks to me like this area right here is a little bit off. Let y'all look at this. It looks to me like that's a little bit crooked. But that might just be, it might just, see how this is a little bit crooked and then the barrel kind of doesn't look straight with this. It might just be one of those things where they cut this to match the point of aim for the barrel, and that might be why this is, since it's fixed sights. That's probably what that is. But as you can see, that's a little bit, I think that looks a little bit off, especially like right there. That looks a little off to me. And let's see, I don't know if you can tell it in this picture, but, and I've cleaned it up since, but right in there you can see a little bit right there. There's some, yeah, right there. It almost looks like a fingerprint. That's actually machine marking where someone forgot to put the brushed finish on it. You know, they cast this thing and then they probably shave it down in certain areas, and then they probably go through with something to put this brushed finish on it. And right there, they kind of missed it. And you can tell that they kind of missed it from here to here, from this corner to this corner. They kind of just went on by it. So that is, and like I said, this is after I've kind of cleaned it up. Not a big deal though, not a big deal, especially since this is a concealed carry weapon for me. I don't care so much about aesthetics as much as I do kind of hit what I'm aiming at, and is it reliable. And in this gun, both of those things seem to be pretty 100%. So I'm happy with it. I'll tell you what, we're going to shoot the other 5. We're going to shoot the other 5 rounds. We're going to move a little closer though. Let's go to about 7 rounds. That's pretty much what I normally practice with when I'm doing self-defense shooting or self-defense practice. Let's just do 7 yards here. Let's see if that's 7. Let me count it off. Okay. You're at about 8 yards. I'm gonna go to about 7 here. And I'm gonna shoot at the top right, or I'm sorry, top left target. All right, here we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right in there. That's all 5 shots. Each block is about 1 inch, so I'm going to call that about a 2 inch or so pattern, 2.5 inch pattern. Not bad. I'm happy with this gun. Of course, you can see it really opens up. When I went to 15 yards, I kind of doubled the distance. It really, of course, there's kind of a pattern here, but boy, those 2 right there are off. It opens up when you step on out there. Of course, this is it is a short-barreled revolver. 3 inches ain't much. But overall, I like the gun. It's like I say, it's reliable, it's accurate, it's a good looking gun, nice and heavy. I don't know that it conceals any better than my M&P 40, but that's okay. It's something I can carry just, you know, when I feel the urge to do something different. I'll carry this thing around. Also, I just like having a 357. I've never really had a 357 before. I actually had a Smith & Wesson Model 60 for about a week. I got rid of that thing as soon as I shot it. It kicked probably twice as much as this, and the cylinder release on the side, every time I shot it, it dug into my thumb no matter what I did. So I actually got rid of it really quick. This shoots infinitely better than the Model 60, I think. I think the double action trigger pull is especially in another league than the Model 60, and that's coming from someone who typically likes Smith & Wesson quite a bit. The Model 60 does not have a good double action trigger pull at all. This one, the double action trigger pull is actually so good on this one that I don't really see the need to fire single action out of it. I really don't know why you would. I shoot good enough with double action. So that's how I'm going to practice, that's how I'm going to shoot it. Speaking of Smith & Wesson, I actually had to send my 500 mag back to the Smith & Wesson again because it is now out of time. I've got 140 rounds through that gun, 160 at the most, and there's 2 chambers that are out of time on it now, so I had to send it back to them. I'm pretty mad about it, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that gun when I get it back. But anyway, so now I don't know what to think between Smith and Ruger because I've had problems with both of them. So I guess the only thing you can do is just say, well, both of them have their goods and bad days. And I think this gun was built on a good one. Pick one up, SP101. Can't beat it. Bye.